Happy Thursday, everybody. This is Screenwriter Randall Rydell Russell, and welcome to another episode of The Process, where I break down tips, tools, and things I've used in the past to help me with my screenwriting and things of that nature. Hopefully inspire some of you guys to do the same thing. Today, we're going to do Throwback Thursday, when I'm just going to talk about my first screenplay, and then the first screenplay that got me focused on wanting to be an actual writer and things like that. So when I was 13 or 14, I was in middle school. I had written this idea called Youngblood. I was trying to do like a horror movie, like a slasher movie like Scream, but then I was trying to mix like the Goonies into it and Child's Play, just the whole aspect of like somebody trying to put their soul inside of a child and a killer. And I want to say there was corrupt cops and stuff in it too, or corrupt officials, like the town knew something but didn't say anything. So I typed it up on Word, and it looked like a play. It wasn't formatted like a screenplay. It was like the action and then the name, and right next to the name was the action. I did that, and I casted all my friends from middle school that I did. My brother was a part of it. And things like that, and I was going to cast it. We were going to shoot it ourselves with just a regular 8mm camera. I mean, it's 1998, 1999 at the time. So I wrote Youngblood, not realizing that screenplay should only be about probably maybe 90 to 100 pages, and my script was 212 pages. So that's pretty long for any screenplay at that time, at any age, if you really think about it. So I ended up writing it, and it ended up, it didn't come together. We were gonna do it, we were gonna shoot it, and then, we're middle school, we're kids, we didn't know any better, so we ended up not doing it. I shelved it, and then I started doing more comedy sketches. So I was writing like a lot of little in living color, Mad TV, SNL type sketches with my friends, and we were shooting those and then not doing anything with those either. So then I realized that maybe, focusing on doing something smaller is probably better than doing a script that's like this long. I don't have the script anymore, but my friend Lori back home in Sacramento, she does. She had sent me a picture of it, and I don't have it to show you, but I also used this like writing this stuff right here. So I would write like my ideas and stuff in here in this book, and this would turn into, bigger things. This is before I started doing the process I do now when I write in the legal pad and things like that. So the first screenplay that I ever wrote or read that got me like, okay, this is how you're supposed to format a script was, it was 3 actually. Pulp Fiction, Shawshank Redemption, and I believe The Breakfast Club. Those are the 3 scripts that got me where I need to be as a writer. When you're young and you're hungry, you have all these ideas you need to get out. My cousin, my good friend Trey, me and him had a really strong collaboration when we were a little bit younger, in our early 20s, writing all types of scripts. We've written so many things together. Big sci-fi stuff, action stuff, horror stuff. It didn't matter what it was, we wrote it. And just being able to think back about all the things that I wrote, because it literally was like, I assumed that I was going to become this big time screenwriter at 13, be a filmmaker, and then my career would take off. And there's so much more to it than just that. And that's the one thing that people need to realize, that it's not going to happen overnight. I am 38 years old. I was 13 thinking I was going to make it then. And I've had so many opportunities and chances to make it, and either God said it wasn't in the cards for me just yet, or I wasn't ready. And a lot of it, I think it was, I was not ready. You got to be mentally, spiritually, and physically prepared to hear the no's. You got to be physically prepared to understand that it's going to be hard, and it's going to change things. It's going to change your dynamics. It's going to change life. But you also have to realize that you have to continue working. You can't write one script and think, okay, somebody's going to find me and I'm going to take off. I had that mindset when I was like 17, 18, 19. And no, that doesn't work. That you got to get out there and put yourself out there. And when you do that and you realize that that's what you need to do, everything is going to come together after that. So that's one thing you need to do. So me writing Youngblood at 13, reading all those early scripts, you know, writing these smaller ideas to turn them into screenplays, and just always coming up with ideas. Those are things that have always stuck with me, and I've used it. And then I've obviously taken up new things as I've gotten older that have helped me in my screenwriting process. But what you need to do is just always stay writing, be mentally and physically and spiritually prepared for the journey, because it's going to be hard, it's going to be tough, you're going to hate it sometimes. Not hating writing, you're going to hate the process of trying to get to where you want to get. But you have to stay strong, you got to stay vigilant, and you got to just be willing to do it. If you want it, you got to work for it. It's not going to be handed to you. I have to say that. I'm in a position right now where things are getting ready to pop off, and if I was in this position a year or 2 years ago, it wouldn't be right for me, because I have to be, you got to be right up here too. And sometimes you being off will help your writing, but you still have to put yourself back there so you're there. Don't be a one-hit wonder. You want to keep going in this business. You want to keep going. And, you know, I feel like I have a strong crew and support system around me, and I got God. Well, all right. That concludes this episode of The Process. If you have any comments or want to ask me any questions, you can hit me up online, or you can leave comments in there and I can get back to you. And just keep writing, keep going, and I'll see you next time.